Okay, so here I'm just getting the starter. It's nice and bubbly. For my recipe, it's 1 cup. I do warm water and I mix it up so it gets nice and milky. That's when I'll add the salt and mix it up so I know that everything got dissolved and all good and yummy. And then I add all my flour. I'll begin mixing with my spoon, but it's easier just to use your hands. Really get in there, knead it, get all the ingredients mixed together. It gets really sticky. So what I find helpful is if I go get my hands wet and then knead it after it's completely mixed together, it will help keep the dough off my fingers. Wet hands, it just mixes better and feels better while you're hydrating your dough at the same time. You want to do this for 5 minutes. Let it sit. Wet, warm rag. Come back, do your other set of folds. Get your hands wet again if it starts sticking. You want to do this for some time, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The more you knead, the better. Put that away, and now you're going to add some oil to a bowl. Now this is after it's been sitting for about 3 hours. You're going to do another set of folds and stretches and kneading. Do it until your dough feels like it doesn't have any more give. When you first start, it's going to be loosey-goosey. At the end, it's going to be a little bit more tough. Shape it like push and pull, push, pull, push, pull. That takes some practice, but you'll get it. Put it in your grease bowl. Cover with a grocery plastic bag is what I do. And let's sit. Get your hands wet again. This is after it's sat for like 2 hours. Fold and stretch. Do that until the dough seems to be resisting. Push and pull, push and pull, push, pull, push, pull. Shape, put back in, cover. I do this overnight. parchment paper, sprinkle some flour on top of it. I put mine in a bowl, just so it holds shape for the dough when I shape it finally and put it in there. While I'm doing this, I already preheated my oven to 450 with the Dutch oven inside of it, so it warms up. You do that for 40 minutes. Now here's the overnight dough. It's nice and bubbly. Gently fold it. I'm gonna stretch it all out and do an envelope fold. You want to be somewhat gentle. I get my cutter wet so it doesn't stick. For this recipe in particular, it makes 2 loaves, cut it in half, and then I'll start to final shape the loaves. Push and pull, push and pull. It's fun. It takes a little bit of time, but you'll get it. Then I bring my powdered bowl over. It's sticky, so I'll put it in there. That one didn't work. Sourdough is very forgiving, so that's why I kept this in so you can see. I just added more flour, kneaded it, shaped it, and put it back in a bowl. Do the same thing with the other dough loaf. I added more flour because mine was a little too hydrated. I could have overproofed it. That could have been. And that's okay because the bread's still going to taste delicious. Sourdough, like I said, is very forgiving. So bake it. It's not going to hurt. It's going to be yummy. Shape it. There you go. 40 minutes in there for 40 minutes, 450, warm up. Now you got to score your bread right before you put it in your Dutch oven. I'm just doing basic wheat scoring. I powdered the tops too with flour. Carefully take your Dutch oven out. And for this, you're going to put it in gently. And I add water to the side of the bowl to create a steam bath. And I put the lid on. Put the lid on. Put back into the oven with the lid for 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, you take the lid off and cook for another 20 minutes. And then you take it out carefully, you knock on the bottom, sounds hollow, then you did it.